51 games played, 27 matches won, losing 15 and 9 draws. Now, last season, Manchester United won the title by 11 points. Right now, they are 7th, a position current leaders Liverpool ended the season with last year. And of course, also on the program, Nigerian players, both home and abroad, will know their fate today as coach Stephen Keshi meets with NFF technical committee to vet this squad, his squad for Brazil. And also on the program, after losing to Sunderland at the weekend, Jose Mourinho and Diego Simeone meet tonight for the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals. And its closure for the victims and survivors of the Boston Marathon. An American winner finally emerged for the first time in 3 decades. You're watching Sport This Morning on Channels Television. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Join me and Taya Salam for these and more after this match that ended David Moyes' 10-month reign at Old Trafford.
Well, this time there's quite a distance between both players. Yeah, I mean, he stuck his arm out. That is a definite penalty. I mean, it could have been a save from De Gea, but I think there's a little bit of panic there from Phil Jones because he'd fallen over, and he certainly put his arm to the ball. And Mark Clattenburg, for me, has got that one right.
And just to emphasise, that's why a red wasn't considered, because the goalkeeper might have saved it. Yes, it was a goal-scoring opportunity. It wasn't as clear-cut as was required for a red because of the goalkeeper's presence. So Leighton Baines, the man who might well have joined Manchester United and who has never missed a Premier League penalty. Straight down the middle, Everton lead. Martinez in front. Mark Clattenburg's been on top of virtually everything in this first half. Coleman. Miranda! Manchester United are suffering the blues. And an assist to the referee for playing on.
Well, it's very good advantage because he could have blown for the matter foul on Baines there, but instead he allowed it to go on, and it's very good counter-attacking once more. But John, I've repeatedly said it in the first half, Seamus Coleman, look at this, it's just way too much room to be afforded. Morale is onside, it's the simplest ball, and it's a wonderful finish because he's kept it low, he's drilled it hard, and David De Gea was exposed, and the Manchester United just haven't dealt with that right side of Everton, just raiding forward continually.
Morales on target for the 8th time this season. Another David Moyes signing, scoring against David Moyes' current charges.
Taya Salam is here with me this morning. That was the game that actually cost him his job. How many losses this season?
Amazing. Super Eagles, the list was supposed to be the biggest story for us today. But unfortunately, David Moyes, the sacking of David Moyes. Is it unfortunate?
Okay, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for him. For David.
Then for Manchester United fans?
Yeah, well, some fans actually like the fact that he's no longer the coach. But that's another argument entirely. But as I was saying, it's not a surprise at all.
It's not.
We saw this coming all the way. From a very long distance, even though we're in Nigeria here, but we could tell it was going to go. It was a dead man walking, really.
Yeah, definitely. Before we really get down on the show, you can talk to us on the different social feeds. You can reach us, of course. The major topic for today is David Moyes. Should Manchester United have given him more time to stay at Old Trafford, considering the fact that Sir Alex Ferguson, his first 4 years, he did not win anything. But was it this bad when he started? You can get in contact with us on Facebook and also on Twitter. And also another one is on the Keshi's list. Who is in, who is out? The rumors that Ike Uche is not on the list. Of course, Chigozie Agbim is on the list, and some other players might just make surprise return. Also, in some quarters, the report that Joseph Yobo is not on the list, but we haven't seen it. Stephen Keshi is meeting with the NFF Technical Committee later today. Of course, that's when we'll know who is in, who is out. You can also tweet us, and of course, send us messages on Facebook to tell us who you think should make that list before Stephen Keshi can give us his own final list. Now, Taya Salam, David Moyes, that's the biggest story for today.
Yeah, no doubt, biggest story. We saw, like I said, it's not really a surprise.
Yes.
Just 11 months in charge. He's been there. He hasn't done very well. We have to be very honest. He's taking charge of Man United now. United were champions last year. They won the league by 11 points. Right now, the sixth, 23 points behind Liverpool. That's not good enough.
And Liverpool finished seventh last season.
Not good enough.
No, it's like it's a turn of the other, because if you have a club that actually finished seventh last season, and Man U, who won the league by 11 points last season, seventh position now, this is actually their lowest point ever in the history of the Premier League. And for the first time, they did not qualify for the Champions League in almost 2 decades. And the home record, it's been worst since... I think this is the worst record they've ever had since 1978. Now, looking at these ones, 11 points winning title last season with the same crop of players he has. None of these players actually, left, apart from Paul Scholes, who actually wasn't a regular. But he spent so much money buying 2 key players. I don't know if they are key players to Manchester United fans, but of course, the money spent on these 2 players, everyone felt, okay, they should have brought in something into the team, but it seems he just couldn't put his team together.
Yeah, he has not been able to put the team together, and it's not really a surprise. We have to go back to the genesis, how he came to being the manager of Man United. I was recommended and handpicked by Alex Ferguson. Ferguson and Bobby Charlton and all those guys, all these Man United legends were very sure David Moyes was the right man. There's actually a banner at Old Trafford that says the chosen one. So by the end of the day, it's not look very good for him. They've lost so many games this season already. They lost the game against Chelsea. They lost to
3
Chelsea.
goals to nothing. Liverpool 3 goals to nothing.
Amazing,
Amazing. I think it's only Arsenal that could not. Arsenal just pick up just one point
against
from
them. Yeah. That tells you the story about Arsenal. That's a different case entirely. They lost to Everton home and away to Liverpool, home and away to Manchester City. They've not been good enough. Yeah, no, they got 1 point against Chelsea at Old Trafford. And it's not really a surprise for me. According to what we've been hearing
They report
before,
that 8 a.m. this morning, they said the chief executive, Ed Woodward, actually went to the Carrington training ground Tuesday this morning, 8 a.m., to inform him face-to-face that he has been fired. Although, according to report, they said he was informed earlier, but he was still at the training ground. Maybe he was thinking it wasn't really true. Until this morning, it was confirmed by the club he is out. Now, the trouble is, who will take charge of the remaining games? Just 3 matches left. Couldn't they have waited till the end of the season?
It tells you how bad the situation is for them. It's just how many games to go now?
3 games. 3 games for them.
Yeah, for them to go. So it tells you how bad it is. They can't afford to wait till the end of the season, and
they don't want to finish maybe below any other club. Maybe they just want to maintain that 7th spot.
Yeah, but 7th is not good. So I really don't see what difference it's going to make. But I feel they just want to make the point now. They want to make the statement now that David Moyes, you've tried the best. 6-year deal, remember? 6
6 years.
Now it's gone in less than a year. Yeah, it's gone in less than a year. And it's very sad for David Moyes, really, because he's going to be remembered as that coach that took over from Alex Ferguson.
And broke all the records.
Come on, he blew it. The records are just unwanted. There's a long list of records
I think we'll take our time to actually list that out. You just
can't
read it out.
Yeah, I got a few.
Okay, you got some here. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, they're guaranteed to finish the season with the lowest ever Premier League points tally. That's not so good. United failed to qualify for the Champions League for the first time since 1995.
Okay.
Bad one as well. United's worst home league form for over a decade. It's long. I have a long list there. Suffered 3 defeats in a row for the first time since 2001 this season.
Okay.
I can go on and on. Yeah, it's a very long list. He hasn't done well.
The defeat to Newcastle.
Yes.
The defeat to Swansea. Stoke. Of course, Stoke. I mean, West Brom and so many other teams.
Amazing. So
it's really amazing. Now, we're looking at his replacement.
Yeah, right now, Ryan Giggs right now is going to take charge for the rest of the season. He's going to be in charge now. It's not really a surprise. Ryan Giggs has been fingered as one of those coaches that didn't agree, that lost faith in David Moyes very fast.
Well, we didn't actually get the fact, because Rangers even came up to say that he has not really been playing regularly, even while Ferguson was there. But right now, he's even playing less than he was when Alex Ferguson was there. I think that's the only thing he came up to actually say. It simply means he wasn't happy with him not giving enough time. But maybe not really happy with the kind of tactic that
that's very obvious. The people with the knowledge of the situation actually said Ryan Giggs didn't agree. in any shape or form with David Moyes. So right now, the situation of things right now is Ryan Giggs will take charge
Okay,
for the rest
games.
of the season. And according to reports as well to Louis van Gaal, he is the front runner
Favorite.
to replace Moyes.
Now, Jurgen Klopp from Borussia Dortmund,
Yeah,
he came out to actually deny that he wants to stay in Germany.
Yeah, apparently. But then I'm looking at the Man United hierarchy now. What they're going to do is, I don't know if they have somebody in mind. If that person is Louis van Gaal, then they will go for him. Or they have a multitude of coaches that they will like to pick from. Then they'll go ahead with their interviews and whatever they have to do. But as it is right now, the bookmakers are saying Louis van Gaal is the favorite, definitely.
Definitely.
Why are you
Now,
laughing
the signing of Juan Mata and Marouane Fellaini, how much more contribution did they actually make to the Manchester United squad?
Yeah, that's another part of David Moyes' reign that a lot of people have felt he hasn't done well. He's been able to bring in 2 players for huge fees. Fellaini was £27 million. Just imagine that's more than Yaya Toure cost Man City, and Juan Mata as well to Man United record 37. And those 2 guys have come into the team. He's not been able to get the best out of them. Okay. Yeah, so you can understand why, because some people feel he should have gotten a second year. He should have gotten a second year, another transfer window to spend. But what he spent so far, he hasn't done much with it.
He hasn't done much with it. Okay, maybe they don't want to give him much money. And of course, I think the stock market, that's something we'll still have to talk about, but definitely not today. How much is it going to affect their stock in New York Exchange? Okay, moving on now on the program. Well, Stephen Keshi will be meeting with NFF Technical Committee today to bring out some lists. Now, you have some funny names, of speculations here and there. Some names will make it, some will not.
Yeah. We're hearing names already, but nothing is official. But from what we're hearing, Ike Uche will make it. It's not a surprise.
Okay, let me put you on the spot. Who are the players you want to be on the squad? Because there's also a report that AFCON, almost all of the players that went to AFCON will make the list. For you, who are the players you think will make the list?
But if I'm going to answer that question, what I'm going to say is I want to see the best Nigerian players.
I'm putting you on the spot. Give me a name.
Nigerian players. Come on, the ones we know, the players that are doing very well for their clubs. Vincent Ayama, Austin Ejide in the back, Omero, who is going to be there, Obuabana as well too. I would like to see Osaze in the team as well too. I heard he's sorted out his issues with Keshi. I like to see him in the team as well. His experience will be very crucial at the on the world stage. There's several players like that I would like to see. I would have loved to see Ike Uche in the team as well. So, but apparently, his issues with Keshi are unresolved. So it's not going to be a surprise for me if he doesn't make it. And from what we read today, I think that's going to be a major bone of contention with the NFF.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just see how it pans out. Definitely by tomorrow morning, you should have the full list of the Super Eagles squad, provisional list for Brazil. Okay, moving on, and we'll talk about athletics. And of course, is the Okpekpe Road Race. It's the 2nd edition this year, and that's Governor Oshomole. But he would not be the only governor that will be running this year. You have 3 other governors that will be joining him in Benin Auchi. Precisely, you have governors from Osun State, Rivers State, and of course Delta State. And these governors, you have Ralph Aregbesola, and of course you have Rotimi Amechi and Emmanuel Udohan. These governors have sent in their registration form to participate in the race, and of course it's starting May 3rd, just next month, here on the 3rd of next month. According to reports coming from the governor's aide, he said the governor has already said because of that competition, he has enlisted the services of Yusuf Ali to actually train him, and he will resume training on Thursday and will train 3 times a week before the competition starts.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be very interesting. But if you're a betting man and if you want to put your money on someone, I'll tell you to put your money on the guy we're seeing on the screen right now. He's done it before, right?
Yes.
And the last time he entered this particular race, he finished it.
Yes, of course.
So that tells you where the pendulum will swing this time.
Okay, and the good thing is that you have about 14 foreign athletes and over 5,000 Nigerian athletes have also sent in the registration. The competition director is Yusuf Ali. So definitely this might just be one of the biggest races ever.
Yeah. Leaving out the angle of the governors that are trying to race here, the race itself is a good one. It's growing in stature. year after year. So thumbs up to the organizers.
Definitely. Okay, moving on. And we'll go for a break. And after this, we'll look at the papers. What are they saying? It's all about the Super Eagles, of course. The list will be out today. And we'll take a break with a match that was played yesterday in honor of the 96 people that actually lost their lives in the Hillsborough disaster, and is a Liverpool legend at Anfield.
Getting away from Thomas. Sheru. It's a delightful cutback. And it's Smicer who's got the equalising goal, albeit with the help of a deflection which took the ball beyond the reach of David James. Vladimir Smicer, who scored in the Champions League final of 2005. He's on his way out of Anfield at the time, but he scored one of the goals. Maybe again. Bishop. Thud it against the post. And now the international Liverpool legends do get their second goal. And it's been scored by Sheru, who's had plenty of opportunities in the second half. Time is running out for them now. Fowler. Can he produce something special? Well, they've got a penalty kick at the other end. Hoopia's challenge on Fowler to get justice for the 96. He and his players so supportive after the Hillsborough disaster in 1989. To make it 2-2. And he's done just that, emphatically. I think there's a sense of relief and no